what's your favorite subject in school? Is it math or physics or creative writing? Well, if you like stories, your favorite subject might be the same as mine was in school, history. Now I can almost hear the groans. Some of you think that history is boring, and you're not alone. Cyrus and Breonna agree with you. But listen to this episode and see if you change your mind. History is, after all, the story of us. S-T-O-R-Y is right in the name. Let's take an expedition to Antarctica in today's mini adventure, the first of the Not Boring Project.
All right, class, remember to choose your history project topics by tomorrow. This is going to be a fun project.
What's our next class?
A fun project?
I know, right? What's fun about memorizing dates and all that boring stuff?
Snap, I do not know what topic to choose.
Me neither.
Have you two chosen your history project topics yet? This is going to be so much fun.
Miss Natasha, I don't even know where to start looking for a topic.
And fun? I mean, that's a stretch, isn't it?
Yeah, have fun with the project. You can bring a famous person to life by wearing a costume and sharing one of their speeches.
I don't know.
Or you could stage a mock trial. What was it like for Napoleon in the heat of battle? Put him on trial.
Not really believable.
Okay, create a newscast or podcast for a historical event.
Feels like something Mia should do.
All right, well then make a time capsule or, this is good, a commercial about what's amazing about Discovery Mountain from the perspective of a historical person.
Meh.
Yeah, I'm just not feeling any of those ideas.
I have a couple of history skeptics here, don't I?
What do you mean?
You think history is boring. It's just memorizing a bunch of facts and events that happened a long time ago.
I mean, isn't it?
No, not even close. History is our story, the story of people who walked before us.
Yeah, like 100 years ago. They're not exactly relatable.
100 years ago? Through history, we get to know people who lived thousands of years ago.
Super unrelatable.
Yeah, and I guess a story about setting out on an adventure, getting stranded on the ice, and having to rescue your crew is much more interesting.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, now that's interesting.
And historical.
Nah.
Yeah. It happened to Ernest Shackleton in 1914.
Like the same year World War I started?
Breonna, you do listen in class.
Yeah, sometimes things sink in.
Well, Ernest Shackleton wanted to explore Antarctica.
But wait, Antarctica is so far south. Isn't it home to penguins or something?
Yes, penguins and other birds and wildlife. Shackleton wanted to land there and cross the land by foot all the way to the South Pole.
Whoa.
It was a very dangerous plan.
Sounds like a cold plan.
Yes, but Shackleton and his crew of 27 prepared for the journey and set sail on their boat, the Endurance, from Plymouth, England.
How long did it take them to sail all the way south to Antarctica?
Well, they didn't quite make it.
Their ship sank. Did they all lose their lives?
No, the Endurance got caught in the thick sea ice and slowly began to sink. The crew managed to get food and warm clothes off of the ship, though.
Oh, that's good.
And the crew saved personal items, too, like books and even a banjo. And they saved 3 small lifeboats.
Who takes a banjo on an adventure to see the penguins?
Someone who loves music, Cyrus. What happens next, Miss Natasha?
Shackleton and his men stood on a sheet of ice in the water and watched their ship sink.
Whoa, snap.
Yeah, so there on the ice, they set up 2 camps.
Like, on the actual ice? In the middle of the ocean?
Yes, they were in the Weddell Sea, to be exact. The ice was really, really thick.
But they were stranded out there.
They were, and with winter closing in, they knew that they couldn't get to land, and no one would be able to rescue them until the weather warmed up.
Brr. Oh, I'm cold just thinking about it.
Yeah, me too. They set up the camps and tried to live as normally as possible.
But they were on ice, in the middle of the water.
They were. But Shackleton was a really good leader. He knew that they had to have two things to survive the winter.
Food and water.
Well, yes, the men fished for food and melted the ice for water, but they also needed a normal routine and, most importantly, hope.
How in the world did you stay hopeful stranded like that?
Well, Shackleton kept everyone busy. They each had a little job to do each day, and they ate meals together to keep their spirits up.
So they just went on with normal life?
I mean, as best as they could. The men spent time telling stories and singing songs.
The banjo. Someone had a banjo.
A banjo on a sheet of ice. That's genius.
Yes, it all helped the crew to feel calm and hopeful that they could get through the winter together.
Wow. They must have all bonded with each other. Can you imagine?
Yeah, they must have really relied on each other.
They really did. They worked together as a team. They made decisions together, and they talked openly. Everyone felt that they knew what was happening.
They must have really trusted Shackleton.
Oh, they did. And he kept them feeling hopeful for the long 5 months on the ice.
5 months?
That's insane.
Well, that wasn't the end. As the weather warmed up, the men climbed into the little lifeboats and paddled to land. Elephant Island.
Woo, rescued.
No, not rescued. Elephant Island was very remote and uninhabited.
Still, better than sleeping on ice, right?
Definitely. But they still needed rescuing. And so Shackleton and a few of his crew got in one of the little lifeboats. They set out on a dangerous trip to reach the nearest whaling station.
And the others just stayed behind?
But they trusted Shackleton by now. They knew he'd send help, right?
Absolutely.
So, see, it wasn't so bad for them.
But they were still stranded.
Except they had hope.
And each other.
Yes, they did. They really showed Galatians 6 verse 2 in action.
What does that verse say again?
Bear one another's burdens and so fulfill the law of Christ.
So, how long did they wait to be rescued? A week? A month?
Shackleton had promised to rescue the men, but he tried 4 times to sail back to Elephant Island, and every time, something happened.
Oh no. He never got back, did he?
He didn't give up on his crew. Finally, in August, Shackleton rescued his crew.
Amazing. But some of them died, right? I mean, that's a really long time to be stranded.
No! Every one of the 27 crew members survived.
What? No way.
Yes! Incredible, isn't it? God took care of them as they banded together and took care of each other.
That's incredible. Miss Natasha, I want to do my history project on Shackleton. I'll call it Dun 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 Dun, the greatest survival story ever told.
Hey, not fair. I want to do my project on the Endurance.
Well, I'm afraid neither of you can choose this topic. Carson already claimed it.
Aw, man.
Of course he did. He's cool like that, my man Carson.
But, still think that this project will be boring?
Well, not if there are any other stories like that one.
Oh, there are hundreds, thousands maybe.
Really?
Of course. We humans do incredible things when we have God's help.
So, any suggestions for topics?
Yeah.
Well, I am so glad that you asked. Where do I begin? You could choose the Pilgrims at Plymouth Rock, or the Battle of the Midway in World War II, or the fall of the Berlin Wall.
So, what do you think? Did you enjoy hearing the story of the Endurance expedition and Ernest Shackleton and his crew's survival? Well, history is full of incredible stories of survival and victory, all possible with God's help. Maybe we'll hear some of those project ideas, like a historical newscast or commercial during our mini season this year. If you'd like that, write to us and let us know. Is there a historical person or event that you'd like to learn more about? We'd love to hear from you. I'm Miss Jean, and you've been listening to a mini adventure in Discovery Mountain, where the air is clear enough to hear your imagination, and where every day is an exercise in faith. Visit us at discoverymountain.com to send us a message and listen to full episodes on demand. Discovery Mountain is a production of The Voice of Prophecy. The Not Boring Project was written by Jean Boonstra.